said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
There are lots of things from places like it's just a couple of things.
Yeah, like people are like, oh, in Australia, like things are so cheap, you get paid more and stuff like that, and then like.
I thought the whole point you get paid in Australia was because things were pricey. Like everyone's on like $60.
Stuff is, I think like goods, like it's just so cheap. I think it's just like in the UK things are going crazy.
They're going sky high. I was in Lidl and it's like £5 for 2 chicken breasts.
I don't know, it's like normal prices.
No, it's meant to be going back down. I think it's like over the last 2 months it's been back down a wee bit.
No, like the inflation has slowed down. It's not actually like the price
It's caught up.
is like going down.
I notice it. I feel like I've got no money and it's all
still actually going up, right?
Well, that's what they might get. No, it's like £10 for 2 steaks, which is not good.
It's not even that good.
Not terrible. I don't know.
I think like the quality is like going down as well.
Yeah, but I've seen I think there's like, so obviously people think going to Lidl is like cheaper for you, but it's actually M&S is where you get your cheapest shopping. How mental is that? For your daily goods, it's not for like your nice stuff, but for your like day-to-day stuff.
Or like flat.
Yeah, you're actually better going to M&S and you're going to like a Lidl.
That's probably like part of their business strategy though. Like we're really in with like cheap flour. And then you come in buy like £10 sausage rolls.
They are good sausage rolls. Anyway, welcome to the Taking Your Life Into Your podcast. My name's Leon, this is Elliot, my co-host and training partner. We're just going to be talking about Muay Thai, getting into physical exercise and what it's been doing for us. So I think we kind of started 2 years ago, roughly, maybe a bit longer.
Yeah.
No, wait. What did we do?
Last March.
Last March, you can be right actually.
So
And we started with MMA, which was like a total disaster.
it was not good, was it? We have to go back.
I think it felt fun at the time.
You wouldn't.
Yeah. Then looking back, there's like pictures of us just battled, like literally red raw. And then we decided.
I have no idea what we're doing.
So there was that one woman. What's her name? I've spoken to her a few times.
It's like professional though now. She's like,
She actually plays a good fight.
you look at you tonight, so
And she actually ruined us.
she did ruin us.
Yeah.
But I think that's because the class was like just MMA, wasn't it? We didn't really go. Was it beginners?
No. So it wasn't like an introductory course.
Was it?
It's like you just, I think what it is it trains fighters and you can just show up and train alongside them. I think that's meant to be the idea. But we did.
We were quite naive, were we?
So we get battered off some women.
Well, that probably was like January or something.
Oh, probably.
Because then we go for like
A while.
2 months.
It was recovery. No, it was actually recovery. Done it.
It's year.
Yeah. And then we decided
One time.
need to do some striking from Muay Thai. Which again, I actually cannot remember the dates. But it was a long time before I actually started going back.
Quite a while.
Quite a while. And then kind of fell in love.
I think our first class was like pretty solid. And then we just
Like I didn't hurt as much. Things were sore, but it definitely didn't hurt as much as getting like swung about.
I guess we got actually like trained up.
Yeah,
Or actually like got instructed to do something.
well, the beginners with it. We've always stayed. We've actually always stayed in beginners, which is a point for the audience. It's like you don't have to advance at all, but you can still kind of like hone your skills in a little bit.
Yeah, well I think like you probably still learn. It's probably it's like such a complex sport.
Yeah,
There'll always be like so much to learn. And I think like unless you are actually like really, really good, even just like a beginner's class, you're still gonna learn something.
Yeah. Well, it's always frustrating because we've obviously had breaks a couple of times, and then you go back, and it is like the nuances.
Yeah.
So it's like, where does this foot have to be? Which actually makes it so much more addictive, I think.
Alex, there is like always something.
Yeah.
And there's like, and it's like 1 week you'll be doing punching and kicking, or say striking and kicking, and then like the next week you should be like doing knees and grappling. And you're like, actually completely forgot about all this. All of it. I'm so rusty. Not easy.
No, and you try to like clinch,
Yeah.
and then try to like incorporate everything you've learned in the last year.
And then you go back to like striking and oh hell.
Yeah.
This is no deal.
So we got into like what was COVID times?
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID times, which is weird.
Yeah.
And again, we can have a whole podcast about that, but it was like weird looking back and what it kind of done to you. But the isolation from everyone, which we didn't necessarily stick to entirely, but the whole well, being changed and being isolated from everything kind of made us a bit weird. I think definitely gave me anxiety about yourself.
Yeah. Makes you like rusty, like speaking to people. You see people now, like they're like growing up and like, well, you have like 18-year-olds that were like 16 and like isolation. And just like,
Which is mental.
no people skills.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad I had a little bit of life before COVID. Before COVID, being an adult and then actually forgetting a little bit instead of having none and then having like absolutely no contact with the outside world whatsoever.
Which you like, see when you came back to the world, you were just like, yeah, because you were just like when you hadn't like practice your speaking, like you just.
Well, we were quite fortunate because we got to work some of lockdown, but I would get anxiety about talking to yous.
Yeah,
like I'd wake up in the morning and be like, I actually don't know how to communicate with people anymore.
Literally.
But I think like one of the things that Muay Thai actually done for us was like a confidence booster.
Yeah, definitely. You just feel better about yourself, and that like it's like a circle, is it? Like feel better about yourself, better chat, confidence, and then just. Yeah. You also like to look better. I think that probably helps as well.
100%.
I think if you just look better, you just far more confident, right?
I mean, COVID actually wrecked my body.
Yeah.
The hours, the actual time that I'm not getting back, just sat in my house playing games.
Getting slow.
It didn't become a slow. I've got like pictures of me like during lockdown thinking I looked good.
Yeah.
That's only because I'd lost like half a stone from just not eating crap all the time.
I thought it was like massive, but that's just like a
You actually nothing. Just a blob.
so did like some like hand weights.
Yeah. But yeah, so like getting back into it and it's like just training in general. Having a bit of like a sense of community as well. I think
There's a community there, is there?
there was like a group, I'm sure that we kind of got to know this first time round.
Yeah.
Everything, people were always coming and going from the beginner's class and like moving on and whatever. There's definitely like one group of boys that we kind of got to come and stuff like that.
And there was Daniel boys and but like they didn't really go anymore. Well, I think Daniel was from basketball, was he?
Yeah,
Maybe he was one, but
I think it was. I was looking at something.
yeah, correct. There was that like say like you don't have mates. It probably is like such a good thing to get into because
You can
you
show
are
up.
gonna make mates.
You can show up 4 times a week. Have at least a conversation with someone.
And it's well, they're all just like lads,
Yeah.
as well. They're all like similar ages. And, like, you'd have to be like really not make pals with like these guys.
And it's just a guy thing. Like try to hurt each other actually makes you closer.
Yeah,
Which is kind of like so backwards, but it definitely does.
well, so you can like spar with them, like fire each other, and then you're like, "Oh, Sam, how you doing?"
See you next week.
Yeah, like, there's no beef, there's no bad feelings. Like, no one in there is like, right?
No.
Everyone is Sam.
Yeah, no, 100%. I even hear like horror stories from like other gyms, and you get people that are like try to take it too hard or go too far. But there's nothing. I don't think we've ever.
Well, I think there is that like, it's like an unwritten rule of like, if you do take it too far, it won't go down well, and like, people will respond to it like negatively. Like, you don't want to show up and be like that guy.
Yeah,
And you don't want to like embarrass yourself. And there is that like, you just know it. It's just like in the atmosphere.
yeah, 100%.
And it's
No, definitely.
so you kind of know that you're not good. Shit done. Ultimately.
So we're talking about anxiety, and we actually get like a different form of anxiety, which is like going,
Yeah.
which I think is also a very interesting one. Because like it doesn't matter how many times a week you show up, every time you step, well, I'm about to step foot in the room, there's like a real sense of like, oh dear, you're in trouble.
It's like, no, it's such like a weird like experience. I don't know.
They say like excitement and anxiety are like the same thing in the brain, you know what I mean? But being able to distinguish between the two, especially before you go fighting, is like near impossible.
I think it's like the fear of unknown of it as well. Like, again, there is so much to it, and you don't know what you're actually gonna get in that day. And it's just like, I don't know.
It's almost like a collection of everything that gives you fear in life. It's like not being good enough, not really having a clue. You know what I mean? I definitely get that just in my daily life. It's just like not knowing what's going to happen next.
That's the thing. So like, obviously, at some point, if you just go enough, you will get over that.
Yeah.
You'll just be like, well, I can't fight. I don't actually have anything to fear. But until the day you just are gonna have that anxiety every day and you try to like get that.
Because it did get better when we were going like, especially a lot more consistently. There was just like you get the maybe it did turn into excitement eventually. Now you think about it,
But like, well, you have the anxiety just right before you fight.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's something we can't talk about because you haven't had a fight yet.
No, well, I was too scared to like get into it. Oh wait, yeah, that's why I did it. I was just too scared. No, it's just like I don't even know what I'm getting into. I'm too scared, but
I think
so.
I think you have to be a little bit crazy. I think I was honestly, I was just lucky because I was like approached, you know what I mean? Because the guys came up to me like just in the class and were like, "Do you want to take a fight?" And I was kind of like, "I guess so." I don't know what else to say. Like, "I guess so." And you don't want to like, I don't know, look scared or anything, so you can just take it. But
That's the thing, you don't look.
you don't want to, yeah, and that's like, but again, it's like good for kids growing up, for boys especially. Is like it is quite a good thing to learn. Is you might be scared, but having like men around you can like push you on anyway. Like it's like you might look scared, but you're gonna be fine.
What's the thing, you don't want to like, well, there's that like thing with men, is there? Like, you don't want to like embarrass yourself for another man. You don't want to like look weak. But that actually can be used like positively in like a driving force to get into things.
Oh my god,
That's the thing.
it is trying to harness it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you can fail. Like you get stressed and tense. There's been times where we've been sparring with people, and you know the guy's doing you in, and you just forget everything. But you've just let the stress like get to you.
You went into like defense mode.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Fight or flight, just didn't do either.
No, you just stand it. I remember fighting one guy, or just sparring one guy who was like must have been like 6'3", just tall, and he just kept hitting me with like a jab. So I had nothing. I'm just standing there, and then like the anxiety gets to you, you're making a fool of yourself. So I just stood there and just get punched over and over again for 3 minutes. But I had no idea what to do because I was like, I don't know how to like tackle this situation.
I think you either like go like that, or you just go like, right, I'll just do this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's just like a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
I'll just go at him, and they'll just be like, wait, go
Yeah.
away.
Or like catch you.
Yeah.
That's the most embarrassing when you get caught.
Get floored. It's probably the worst.
Is it something you want to do though? Just have a fight in the future?
Yeah, 100%. But I don't know. I'd probably say like if I was consistent, which is like the problem is consistency.
Yeah.
Probably just like 10 weeks or something.
Yeah.
I did mine like 2 or 3 times a week. Just like some other boy who's been doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the clubs is probably the best way to do it. Because we were going for what, 6 months before the fight came
Oh,
out?
it was quite well, was it? Almost 5.
July the 3rd.
Yeah,
Yeah, last year.
You're pretty consistent at the end.
We were definitely consistent at the end.
We were there 2 or 3 times.
It was a horrible experience because, in the sense, like, I had no fear whatsoever. I think it's like called delusion. I think delusion, like, believe. And it was only like the day of the fight. And I remember not being nervous in the morning. So I was like, remember I was like the first one there, like an idiot.
Yeah.
I was there for like 6 hours before the fight even started. Just doing nothing.
That will make it worse.
Yeah, it was making it worse because I had brought no food except for like some almonds and water. And I was just like starving. By the time it was like, I think it was like 4 o'clock by the time I ended up fighting. Like all my family, like all my friends along just to come and stand and basically doing nothing but alone. And then it was just like 4 fights before is when I actually set in. And I remember like the guy coming over and he's like, right, you're now. And it was just like a wave. And I was like, I don't think I've ever felt like that before in my life. It felt like someone had like a hold in my heart and it wasn't beating properly. That was actually like absolutely terrifying.
So if you did it again, you'd have that.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I know it's bad.
It would be as bad. I wouldn't show up. If sit at home in the moment,
Yeah.
would not fight before. But you know what's expected. You know what I mean? I think that's where again, with something that's like not knowing was so bad. But then once I got in there and stood my ground reasonably, you know what I mean, reasonably well. Yeah, I don't know, I actually don't know, right? The boy was a fighter.
I think he had like done anything before.
He had one fight and lied to me.
Yeah,
You know, speaking to him before, and he's like, I thought, I was like, oh, how long have you been doing it? I said like 6 months, and he's like, oh, I've been doing it for like 2 years. I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, and I was like, oh, have you had a fight? And he's like, no, this is my first thing ever because like the clubs are for beginners. And then after the actual head kicked me about 10 times and gave me a concussion. He's like, oh yeah, 2 fights coming up in the next couple of months. I was like, yeah, fucking. I feel like
I did well though. I think I would say like you win.
I always felt like I won.
Yeah.
I think like the last round, we definitely gassed out.
Yeah.
I think we went out a couple more rounds, probably would have been. But yeah,
He was bigger as well.
massive. I might put pictures up on this in the back of it. I'm not going to get it
Took
into
some
it.
time.
Maybe it's the one where like I just jump back and then just tap back. I feel like Superman. Yeah, sorry, so I'm going right back. So we're talking about anxiety and stuff. So just give me like a breakdown of things that maybe give you anxiety, just in life in general.
Like outside the fighting.
Outside of fighting and fighting, whatever it is. You've got like a house now, we're all grown up a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's anxiety of like, I don't know, like there's no pressure, because I'll say it's just rent, and I'm like, if I don't make payments, I'm like, it's screwed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think like a lot of my anxiety's gone from when like even just like a few years ago, probably like lockdown brought a lot of anxiety back.
Yeah.
But like when I was like 18, 19, there's so much anxiety of just like even like doing the simple things, just like speaking to people. Like sometimes even paying for stuff, you get that like wave of like, what do they say?
Phone that takeaway.
Yeah, like
You're just like, I don't want to do it.
I think phone anyone,
Yeah.
just like not happening. Put off so much stuff and just like even like sending like an email to someone or
But it's like I don't think anyone that knows you would say that you're quite an anxious guy.
yeah,
Like at all. But it is something that everyone seems to just deal with.
yeah,
Kind of like silently.
yeah, is it like it's just like a
Because only
someone's
people,
gonna mention it, I think
yeah, because the only people I talk about it is with you.
yeah,
If you talk about it with each other.
we talk about it in like we actually know what we're talking about. That's the thing. So when you're like younger, you don't actually really know what it is. You're just like it's just like scared.
Yeah.
Whereas then you like realize, oh, it's actually just anxiety, and it is like something you can become more confident and then get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work.
Well, he does it, but I think like false confidence will get you.
Oh yeah, oh my god, yeah, yeah.
It's probably actually the best antidote to anxiety.
Well, I mean before I was fighting,
yeah,
before I had that fight and I actually had to meet the guy before, I had to put on the bravest face because I was you weren't there, but I was watching him train in the back and we were like training at the same time. And each one of us would like keep hitting the pad harder. Do you know what I mean? Because like trying to like psych each other out, but then I actually had to speak to him. It was really nice, well. But I wasn't had to just like fake it till I'm the fight.
That's thing. You walk into him,
yeah,
he's probably like, oh shit, this guy's really confident.
Yeah,
and that probably gives him anxiety.
Yeah,
but I think it takes two to be awkward, like in make things like interactions.
Yeah,
like, anxiety though. But if you are actually just like they're fine. I don't know. You get that confidence as well of like I'm in control of this like situation instead of them, and that actually like takes a lot of anxiety away.
Yeah,
so you can dictate what's
and like fighting, any type of fighting will mellow you out.
Yeah,
because like we've spoken about it before, but like one, you know how to fight, which is good, and then,
like that confidence, isn't it? You don't have to.
And then I think like your physical needs are met.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because like think about after a training session, you feel nothing. It's just bliss. It's pure bliss, which is one of the best feelings. It's kind of like a high.
It's like a meditative.
Yeah, it is meditative. 100%.
You do it to flow.
Yeah,
against it. Stay afloat, and you just come out and you're like, whoa, falling over or something.
Yeah,
I'm like a different person.
So yeah, there's those two, and can't remember what I was saying. Not really anxiety.
What gives you anxiety?
Yeah,
What gives you anxiety?
what gives me anxiety? So I think it's just myself. Which is probably like another thing that the fighting's been good for is like a lot of it is just in my head.
Yeah,
like humans are really good at misinterpreting the future.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like that's how I think that's probably why we've evolved so effectively and become like such a dominant species. Is we have the ability to look into the future. But I think today, especially, like we don't really have the same struggles as like our ancestors. So you think about things maybe too intensely, and that's something I definitely do all the time. I'm just like, what if this happens? And I go down like a path for like an hour. Yeah,
it sends you crazy.
It does send me crazy.
And like, how often does that pan out?
Never.
Pretty much never.
Literally, it's never. I don't think there's ever been one time where I've overthought something and then I went, I knew it.
Yeah.
I always get to the end of it and I'm like, why did I waste however many?
That's me.
How much time, energy?
It is on your head.
Yeah.
I think that's still probably inside. It's like becoming more like present.
Yeah.
It's like what is actually happening now.
It's actually a good thing that I've tried to just incorporate into life is like when you start feeling that happening, when you feel yourself going down, you have to just be like, nope.
Yeah, you just have to be like, Just think about something else. Like,
If I go there, then I'm just going to be here for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I will just too constant fear.
it's weird how you just start like being like, nah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be that way. I'm not gonna drive myself crazy.
But I think you're right as well. Maybe it is like, I don't know if it is just down to the Muay Thai, but I think as you get older, a lot of the things that used to stress you out, you kind of realise are a bit silly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have to just get over myself to have a conversation with somebody. I have to get over myself to speak to someone on the phone. These type of things.
But I think it's because it's also like less people are going to do these things for you.
Yeah.
So you either live a hermit life and like don't communicate with anyone, don't do anything, or you actually like, well, shit, I have to like actually do this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I am gonna be stuck in that situation. Like I have to actually get out there.
And do it myself.
Yeah, because someone's gonna do it for you.
Was it Jordan Peterson talks about like hiding in the shadow of your father?
Yeah,
And you have to like separate yourself because like it's true, you do like hide behind.
that's the thing. You're behind people all your life,
Yeah.
and you hit like even like people just say like 18. I think that's like a pretty random number, but I'd probably say it's very like 20 or something. Is it like
Oh yeah.
21? It's when like your parents are already like you start thinking for yourself, and you start being like you like think like things and start stop relying on I don't think problems.
But yeah, I think like if I think about what I was getting anxiety, probably is quite a lot of that. It's like all the decisions I make now are my own.
Yeah.
Which is, if you look at it one way, it's super positive and it's actually so liberating to be like, I don't have to like listen to other people.
Yeah.
It is on me.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that is like, it's on me.
Yeah.
It's actually on me.
It's gonna happen.
And if it all goes tits up, then I'm actually the one that's at the wheel.
Then again, it's like how tits up can things get?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like not even that bad. Like
if you've got like a good support circle, it doesn't have to be family. It could be a fight gym, it could be a family, it could be anything.
even then, it's like simple as like just walking into Muay Thai. It's like how bad, like what actually is the worst that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you actually are like, I don't know, think these crazy scenarios.
Gonna get knocked out.
And you
They're
actually
gonna hate me.
like, oh, I get like punched in the face, and you're like, oh, it's so like,
Yeah. Well, I say that's actually a good point to talk about. Is that was one of the I remember you talking about having that fear of never having been punched in the face before, and then it happens,
and you're like, oh, well, obviously it's not like a proper.
No, it's not like
but like you're just like, oh, it's like it is bearable, and like you get tolerance to it, and you're building up to it, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like if you haven't been raised where you've been in a fight or at all or anything, it's like a huge thing.
worst thing.
You should just have this expectation of a fight being like super mental that you just come out like near death.
Yeah.
You know, like actually.
But it's one of the because I mean I suggest it to everyone. You probably do the same. Like you tell if someone asks what you do like Muay Thai, you should go. And one of the first things they always say is, "Yeah, but I don't want to get hit."
Yeah, it's actually it.
And
I'm pretty sure that's what I was saying.
Yeah, it was
like to sound go. It's actually like that's the thing. You get confidence from like overcoming that.
Yeah.
That like
when you know you can take a shot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From trained athletes,
you change in your head. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, actually, like this isn't so bad. I am like, I
I'm
think
not-
where I'm at.
yeah, I'm built of if you just live your life like a hermit and you're like I'm soft and like the wind hurts and this kind of thing, and then you go into a fight gym and you kick it up and down a hall and you're okay at the end of it, you're like, oh, I actually am made the toughest stuff I ever thought.
It's like a metaphor, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. You need to get
Like
kicked
go
up
out there and you get like battered and bruised. Well, it just makes you stronger, does it?
Yeah, and you're fine at the end of it.
Something makes you stronger, builds character.
Physically, I don't think we've probably ever been in better shape.
No, no.
You like weights and stuff, but I mean, just for your cardio, it is absolutely insane.
I feel like just lung capacity feels like you're like
Doubles, triples.
whoa, you're like, oh,
Get a little bit high off that.
Yeah. Honestly, your body that wasn't active. I just feel like all my ailments, like just like busy or sore, just go.
Yeah.
Just because you're so like your when we're like stretched out, you're just like, you know, just like building these stabilizing muscles that just make it feel.
It's the thing though, I definitely feel like, because we've not been for a while, I've not been for a while, you know, a little bit more consistently now. It's like, I just get pains.
Yeah.
Just like weird pains, and I'm not even doing much. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But when you were fighting, maybe it's because you're so sore from getting kicked.
Maybe.
Yeah, that you don't really think about the other ones, but you're right. These little muscles that you're always training, and it's all balance and it's all precision.
Like,
yeah, it just felt amazing. Just all the time.
such a weird feeling, isn't it? But it's like you also don't feel amazing all the time. Because
Yeah.
you are like you're like wearing down your body, but also like your body's like repairing in like a higher state
Yeah.
than it was before. But you're always like wearing it down at the same time. If you like stop going, you're gonna feel like great for like a month, and then it will start like deteriorating.
Well, that's what I had recently. Like, so the start of the year we were sober,
Yeah.
and then I think we were basically sober up until about March-ish.
I think it was like the end of February.
Yeah, end of February. I think we had a drink for a birthday, but then went sober again.
Yeah,
We were drinking,
did pretty well.
and then March comes along, end of March, and I ruin it. Everything just goes out the window as it usually does. Like, these things do happen. And you're right. I had like probably about 25 days where I was like, "What am I even exercising for? I look amazing anyway. I'm
Yeah,
great.
like, yeah.
I can drink. I can
Yeah,
go out,
yeah.
stay up late." And it was like the 26th day, everything fell apart.
So you just
I woke up,
you're like, whoa.
and I woke up actually hating myself. I remember that feeling.
I think you go back and you're like, you're not the same as you were.
Nah.
You're not that like quick, powerful, whatever.
The-
You just forgot half of it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. I've got to say, like, the brain's a muscle the
That's
same
the-
way
that's the-
anything else.
That's the thing that's hard for Muay Thai though, is it? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like chess. It's like it is a game of like, where should I put myself?
Yeah.
Where should I be? Like,
We'll see
where
what
should
I
my
mean.
hand be? Where's he going to be? Trying to predict
Yeah,
what they're doing, and like, if you don't keep that going, that does actually fall apart. Just
Oh my
same as
God.
your body.
yeah. I know that because I can't remember the last time I even went. It must be like months. 'Cause I was doing the jiu-jitsu for a while.
Yeah.
It must have been months. And I know when I go back, sometimes you get that nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I kind of know, like, do you know what I mean? You get into it a little bit. And then one thing happens. The guy will come over and he's like, why are you doing it this way? Or like, your hand's not up. And you're like, I'm a loser. I forgot
I
it.
knew that before.
Yeah, I knew
Now
it
I'm
before.
just like,
It's frustrating. Consistency is always key. It doesn't matter what you're doing, like, consistency is always key.
but it's key to like just your body and then just actually anxiety as well.
Yeah.
If you're consistent, you're gonna have less anxiety going into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, not one big thing.
But yeah, we've touched on it before, but looking forward, when do you want to fight?
If I had the time to go consistently, I'd like 10 years.
10 weeks,
But I'd say like now, maybe like August.
August time.
If I was one in August, I'd do it. If I was going like
Yeah,
that'd be alright. Just to go somewhere like,
yeah,
senior card. Well, I'm like 80 kilograms,
yeah.
but I won't drop down.
You need to get down.
Yeah, so
They actually have a 5 kg ratio, but
I don't even down to like,
I just want to see you fight.
yeah.
I think that's because you missed my one, which was more than frustrating.
I know.
I actually need to summon.
I see that.
Yeah, you've seen that. I need to summon my corner. But I'm dying to see you fight. And thanks to you, get hurt a little bit like that.
I wanted them. I think like before I was like, oh, I'm just like scared. But now I'm like, I want to get in there. I want to get like done in or like do them or like it's even. I don't care. I want to like fucking see what I can do
Yeah.
and see what like.
Which is it. That's the whole reason we do anything is like eventually you'll be able to take a look at yourself and be like, I'm actually better from where I started.
Yeah.
You don't see it for a while. And then
Yeah.
one day you go in and you're just like, oh my God, what
Things
happened?
just click and you're like, oh, this is alright. And like,
No, I don't know. Well, I think I covered them. So thank you very much.
nice.
Subscribe to the podcast. We're coming back again, I'm sure.
100% more fighting talk. Hopefully we'll be better fighters.
We will be.
My knowledge just, yeah.
Yeah, like, we're not. Thank you very much.